going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this one, I'm going to show you how to replace a strut on a 2006 through 11 Honda Civic or 8th gen Honda Civic, coupe, SI, sedan, doesn't matter. It's all the same process. So let's get started. Here I do have my new strut. This is a quick strut, comes with a new coil and whole assembly all in one. But I think we're going to need the car in here to do that, so there, that's better. Oh wait, that's better. So I'm only doing the front struts, but I did get complete struts. I already did the other side yesterday, and now I'm back in tonight to do the other side. So go ahead and pull your wheel off on the side you're going to be replacing. Oh, it's already off. Alright, starting down here, you're gonna have some 17 mil bolts with a 19 mil nut, top and bottom. Go ahead and take both of those off. Then you're gonna have a little 12 mil bolt here that holds your brake line to the strut assembly itself. And then of course for your ABS cars, which I think all of them have ABS, you just want to squeeze in these two little tabs on each side, and that will allow you to release it from its housing. So go ahead and remove all that. After you got all the hardware removed, you can just grab it and give it a little pull. That's going to free up the strut from the bottom knuckle. And then you're going to want to bring the car back down so we can access the top of the strut. Alright, once you're back on top of the car, come over to this little weather stripping here. This little black plastic flap here just kind of pulls out and away. And let me get a flashlight. Alright, so down in here you will see some 14 mil nuts. There's three of them. There's one here, one sits right here, and one is right back there on the light. Take all three of those out of there. Ugh. Yeah! When you loosen all those off, we can get back to the bottom of the strut. If you're lucky, the strut will just come on out of there and it's ready to just be removed right now. So mine's tangled up in my ABS and my brake line, but let's see if I can't shimmy it out of here. Working with one hand and one foot. All right. And that's that. Now these struts were making noise. The coil springs were rusted and actually broken. And just about everything was smoked with this strut. So that's why we're replacing it. Also did throw on a painted valve cover, new coil cover, oil cap, and a flush oil dipstick. You guys have to tell me how you like that in the comments. For the installation of the new strut, it's a complete reversal of what you just seen, but I'll go ahead and show you just for the hell of it. So the best way to do this is, well, of course, not all struts come like this, but this has an FL for front left. So they make it easy for you on this car, that way you don't mix them up. But the best way to go about doing this is get it lined up and just try to feed it into the holes up top. And if you're like me, you'll struggle a lot on something very simple. You just want to get the studs fed through the holes, and then you can get on top and put one of your nuts on to keep it up there. I went ahead and threw on all three of the nuts, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten all those up here on the top. Do make sure they're at least tight. All right, once you're tightened up on top, you can go ahead and put this black flap back over, and you'll notice that there is a couple of hooks here on the bottom, so that kind of feeds in and snaps on top. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, but you'll get her, no problemo. And then put your weather stripping back on. That much is done. Now we can come back to the bottom of the car here. You want to go ahead and line up your knuckle to slip inside of the bottom of the strut housing here. And really, this ain't rocket science. You just put it back in there and put the bolts back in. There isn't camber adjustment on this knuckle, so pretty simple on this car. Just remember, and I don't think it really matters a whole lot, but the bolt does go in from the back side and faces forward. If you're lucky, your original hardware will still work on the new strut assembly. I got unlucky on the other side because the nut got welded on crooked, so I had to nut and bolt that myself with some spare hardware. Now the ABS should just click right in here, nice and simple, as well as your brake line. And once you're tight, bottom and top, your strut replacement is officially done. I'm gonna go ahead and get the wheel back on the car and get it back on the ground. There we go. This ends up being a pretty simple process on these cars to remove the front struts and replace them. The rears, you may be wondering, what's the process for that? Well, the rear suspension actually just uses a shock and a spring bucket design, so it's even easier to replace the rears on this car. But nonetheless, it's still very simple to do the fronts. If you find yourself struggling, then hopefully this video was able to help a couple people. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this is sort of a instructional, informational type of video, and the more kind of relaxed, chilling out uploads are definitely on the way, so stay tuned for that. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop me a like, and consider subscribing if you want to see well, me working on all this junk. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next Saturday. Did you want to be on the YouTube?